Dukes, can you turn up the headphones?
Don't kick a guy when he's down.
Good. Somebody talk though. I can't.
Check.
It's not coming
Here,
through.
you want mine?
Yeah, whatever. All right, it's Monday, March 31st, brought to you by DraftKings. You're going to need a pair, though.
No, I'll grab these.
All right, let me see. Brought to you by DraftKings. The finals for March Mania are here, and the only thing for sure is it's the last time to bet on college basketball this season. It's been an amazing ride to get here, full of unexpected happening. Maybe there will be more. Get in on all the action, unexpected and expected, with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Get ready to make your first bet. Check out the matchups and pick a team to win. It's that simple. First time, here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets. $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Steve, are you good?
He's trying to fix the headphones. Does your old headphones work?
Yeah, they do. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Off to a hot start.
This guy's lost today.
No, his headphones don't work. That's not his fault.
No, they weren't. Yeah, it was whatever. He turned it off. Let's see if it works now.
Testing. How about
Yeah,
that?
they work now.
There we go. All right.
Perfect. Sorry, Steve. You good? All right, thanks. Yeah, all right. There's really nowhere else to start. Miami Marlins, 3-1, top of the NL East.
Oh, they look good.
They look really
Great
good.
series.
What I've seen.
It's
They look
tough.
really,
It's
really
tough.
good. Cardinals are supposed to be down. They're 3-0.
Would you like to go first? Before I shit down your throat, or would you like to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll go.
Okay. I'll go second then.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew it was going to come down to one game.
Okay.
Kind of knew it was going to, because everybody who's like, it did come down to one game. I knew it would come down to one game. I said it before. I think going in, I probably said we could have beat them 4 out of 10, maybe, which is, I think a lot of people would say is high. Going in, coming off that BYU game, probably 4 out of 10. I would retract that now to 1.5, 2 out of 10. And it showed, I thought it's weird. I think one of the 10 was the other night because I don't think Duke played to a 10 level as well. Flag didn't play great, had some turnovers. They missed some shots. We had some shot looks, but it's just the physicality and the size, especially for the guards. Like Sears and Filon make a living getting to the basket, and it felt like they were getting to the basket and knew they couldn't put it up because of that size, or it's so that they had to kick it out, and then or got in trouble, and then it was a turnover here and there. Just the size and physicality of the defense was kind of not to be believed. I mean, I guess I watched it all year, but it was not to be believed when it dialed in.
Like, you know, Concampbell's 6'7".
Yeah, they're big. They're very big.
Like, people don't realize that. But yeah, shout out to my favorite shirt I bought Friday, actually, before the game, because I knew it was going to happen. But listen, I've been saying it all year. I got fucking Travi. Cliff, what did he do?
I don't think Amori was as exceptional as we were sold on.
Yeah. Malawak is what you thought you were probably going to get. Malawak dummied him. He actually didn't even play in the second half, I don't think. Our team is so good. We are one of the best college basketball teams you'll see. UConn last year, or the 2 years ago, and us are similar. I don't care what people say. They are so good. We're winning at a margin of 22 points in this. We played Baylor, Arizona, and Bama. It's not like we're playing schleps. Cooper Flagg had 10 points. He had like 5 turnovers. He was not very good. We still won by 20. It was never close, besides 3-0 at the beginning of the game. It was never that close. They never got back to 6 points.
15-11. Cheryl hit the 2-3.
In the second half, it was like 9. They got to 9 at one point, but it never really
not close. You know, like it's like
Well, they didn't score for 5 minutes, right?
No, I think it was within striking distance going into the last 4 minutes of the first half.
Yeah,
that has been a very tough spot for.
But I've been saying all year, like
4 minutes either. It seems like they're up 5 or 6 or 7. They never really build a lead. They always kind of let teams back in those 4 minutes.
We're talking about matchups when you weren't here. Like I kept hearing about Mark Sears. Like it's you just when you smother him, he can't do anything because that's your guy. Like, we're not BYU. We're not going to go under screens. Like, they fought through every screen. And unfortunately, Malawak, who's 7'2", can guard a guard out there too, and you couldn't do anything.
I had an inside source who was at Duke's practice and said that for an hour and a half, all they did at Friday was practice bull screen defense.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
They didn't really even care about it
when
like
you,
offense, so to speak.
Because the offense is figured out. But when you have a team that shoots 63s in the game, it was pretty simple game plan, and that's good coaching by Shire right there. But I've been telling everyone all year, this is the best Duke team. I know I'm the boy who cried wolf when I say they're going to win a championship every year, but like this is actually like the most enjoyable I've ever had. I went to the game. It was fantastic. Stop tweeting at me why I wasn't at the stream, by the way. I would have went. I was not invited, so stop texting me about that. I've gotten so many tweets. It's
Really?
crazy. Yes, so many tweets.
Many people might have wanted to see.
They'll call me like pussy. Like, why wouldn't you go against? I was like, I would have flown there 2 hours before the game if they told me. But I wasn't invited, so leave me alone. Second, went to the game. It was amazing. Shout out to Game Time. Put me center court. It was fantastic. But seeing how this team plays, like Con Knuppel, no one wants to talk about him, but he's the guy who won that game. Him and Tyrese Proctor were unbelievable.
Yeah, it felt like Kneppel or I'm always going to say the name wrong, but it felt like every time they ran that fucking lob, he was the guy throwing it.
Dude,
too, so.
it's like they do the lob every game, and no one can stop it. It's every single time. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Duke is going to beat Houston by 10. They can't. They match up on defense-wise, right?
Have you come around on Houston?
I've said for weeks I thought Houston had the best chance. I've said it for a long time now.
Houston's
the best
also
chance.
Houston is the only one seed since UNC, I think I read in 2017, that beat the true path of seeds. They beat an 8, they beat a 4, and they beat a 2. Am I doing that wrong? Am I missing a game?
What? For
No,
Houston?
I'm sorry. 16, 8, 4, and 2.
2.
That's the one I was missing. Obviously, it's 16. 16, 8, 4, and 2. Meaning they held the hardest road,
Right.
the truest road.
Right.
So by seed, that's the toughest road. Houston has done that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but like Duke got Baylor at a 9 instead, and they got a 4 and a 2.
Yeah, I'm just
So it's like
saying.
the
Also a
same-
top 10 Ken Pom team.
What?
Like
The
Houston got-
Gonzaga.
Houston got Gonzaga as a
Yeah,
that's
no,
fair,
I know,
too.
but well,
I think
Arizona,
Houston,
like,
I do think Houston. I said it to Stanford Steve when we did that famous episode. I said, there's a lot of talk of Duke and Auburn going into the tournament. Prices do matter. Who would you rather have, Duke or Auburn, or Florida and Houston? Because they were both at like 7.5 to 1 going in, or a week before the tournament. It is what it is. And he was like, I'd probably rather take Florida and Houston. I've seen.
well,
Duke.
he also was completely wrong about Alabama free money line.
Yeah, I don't think
That
he's.
didn't-
You also got to remember he's a Duke fan, so I think there was a little bit of maybe reverse jinx on that. I don't really know.
I don't. That,
When did you know you were cooked, Bosco? Like during that game? Because I watched the stream. Like when did you realize?
I
like,
have to
I'm
know
fucked?
first 10 minutes.
For 4 minutes in the first half.
Oh, so you like right away.
You knew it was
No,
overmatched.
4 minutes left in the first half.
Okay, all right.
4 minutes left.
I
You
mean,
knew
let's
you were
call it.
overmatched.
He knew it was cooked before it started. That's why
Yeah.
he didn't say nothing.
You didn't say a word. You bookmarked everything. You didn't. You
You
were,
can see bookmarks.
what? No, you just gave yourself up. But yeah,
I mean,
bookmarked
I
everything.
don't think he gave up anything. It's obvious after the
tweeted-
game when
I
he's just
tweeted-
tweeting randoms that didn't add him or anything.
I tweeted 10 times at you, and I knew you were being a pussy. Where I was like, I know he's gonna shit on me after, but I didn't. I knew I was so like I knew how much better we were than you, so I didn't care. But like I knew you were scared of Duke so much. The way you were, obviously you wanted Arizona to win, but like you knew that they were better. Like that's just in the deep it's a heart. It's okay to know when a team's better than you.
Yeah, I mean,
the
there's
Dodgers
also
were better
a
than the
lot-
Yankees. Like I knew that going into that series. We all knew that.
There's a lot on the line. I don't think I would have cared as much with everything not on the line. Is
But
really
you
what
like
it
the
was.
bus?
Yeah, 100%. It would have been way easier to get over that. Like,
Well, yeah, obviously taking a 50-hour bus is going to suck. But
Yeah.
again, I couldn't be happier it was us. You were a fan of Duke. It would have been nice to be with you, brother in arms right now, slapping hands.
There was a point in time.
when we
does
started the
does
show.
Part of you hate Nate Oates now, Rico? Because like if it wasn't for Nate Oates, you'd be a Duke fan. You'd be Final Four. Happy.
Yeah.
Not on this bus. This whole bus is because of Nate Oates.
I'd put it more on the kids who didn't hit the shot.
That's good.
This was a year, though. Like next year, you're not going to be as good.
Yeah, I guess if I had to rank, yeah, I think 2023 was still their best shot.
Brandon Miller?
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller was, but then that was Sweet 16.
Yeah, against the San Diego State team who they were better than.
Definitely.
But yeah, this one was, I mean, coming in, they were, expected 2 in the country, and they finished top 8. So there was never any drop. Like everybody who's like they were never like they were right there. They were right there. So, but yeah, it's tough.
That's a good point, Mario. They'll be worse next year, so he won't end up on the bus next year because he wouldn't make that same bet next year.
No. Yeah, I think there'll be a little bit of a regression next year. But I don't think they're falling off the face of the earth.
But so many people, like when I'm in the show, so many people were being like, yeah, Bama, like they keep doubting Duke a little bit, but they also know at the same time that they're the best, I think.
Well,
because I keep getting a little like, what? Like it was the first time in a really big game for one of my favorite teams that I really wasn't that nervous. I really was because I really believed that how like the matchups. I thought explained itself, but then when you get told 40 different times about how the matchups don't match up, you're like, what the fuck?
Well, I think we're caught in a place where I think everyone you've seen it the whole time, like how good Duke is, but it's like even in doing like talk shows and this, what are we gonna do? Just be like, yep, you're right. Like,
no, of course not.
Like,
No, I'm not even saying you though. I'm not even.
I know I've done it a little bit, but I think a lot of people have just because like you gotta find something to say. It's almost like when. Like a Caleb Williams is like the number 1 pick for like 3 years. You start nitpicking them, like you almost start like Duke said the thing about like the second half, like them getting gas, or whatever. I don't fault. You're almost finding things.
Well, Duke's actually might have been right. Coach Flag had 10 points.
They're just so good. You're almost trying to find like some devil's advocate to like have an open discussion about who else could win because they're just that good.
I already had to write down Duke's name.
Houston's like the only one I could even entertain, but it's still tough. Like I still think it's a tough test for Houston.
Yeah, I mean
Duke's is that good. I mean, it's hard to.
I think this is the national championship.
Definitely.
I think so
whoever
too.
wins
Yeah.
this game,
Dude,
definitely.
so Houston's path, obviously, I think
I
Houston's
disagree
path,
with that. I think both on the other side are worthy.
Oh no,
For sure.
Auburn had the easiest
Anyone can
path
come
as a
out.
1.
I love Florida. I just don't
Do you
think
agree Auburn had the easiest path as a 1?
Who'd they beat?
Michigan State, which is the last one. I thought they were the
Michigan
weakest.
That was a
State,
2. They
They were
beat
the
Michigan,
weakest.
who was a
I
4.
think Michigan State
yeah.
was the weakest 2. They beat
No,
Michigan.
St. John's was the
Michigan.
weakest 2. You can't not say that.
St. John's.
St. John's
You
was
can.
100%
Not
the
good.
weakest 2.
Definitely can say it. Michigan
St.
State,
John's was a
Michigan State had a really easy road.
Who was the other 2? Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee was the best 2.
Yeah.
Bama or Tennessee, either one.
Right. So then I do put Michigan State ahead of St. John's. I 100% do.
I obviously know you would. I think that St. John's is better than Michigan State. I think having to play
That Arkansas team also was
having to play Arkansas or Michigan State to play New Mexico their second round.
like Arkansas had to throw the game away to lose to Texas Tech. They should have went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
All the funny thing is like the teams are so like Auburn. I think their youngest starter is 22, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Like they're old as fuck. Which is good for March Madness. That's what happens. Like the older team usually does win. Duke is all over the place with it. They have some old guys. They're very young. Florida, Clayton's old, but he's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Martin's old.
Like they have a lot, and then Houston's old too. They've had the same team. I just saw Duke's tweeting
Yeah.
being like they've had the same team for like 3 years.
yeah, a good amount of it.
But I did write Duke's name down already.
Like Roberts, like
For
Francis.
You wrote
Cryer.
you right when the line came out. You said Houston is plus 4.5 right now.
Yeah, I love Houston's. I love the Houston play.
I think
It's also going to be
Houston's
like I was going to explain that. I think Houston had the hardest path to the Final Four so far. I don't really think it's up for much debate. Now they're getting rewarded with basically a home game.
Is it though? Like
Yeah.
you don't think Duke is going to
No,
travel?
for sure, Duke will travel. I'm not saying
Like,
they won't. But
no,
like,
that's what I'm saying,
You're
like-
staying in state.
No, it definitely helps, right? 100%. But to me, that in the Final Four, it doesn't truly matter too much to me.
Yeah, having been there, I don't think the fans can overwhelm a building.
And like it's not like it's
Fans
Duke,
do travel for sure, but it doesn't. Yeah.
like no matter where Duke is, they're gonna have their fan. Like it's never gonna get overpowered by Houston fans because they're close. Like Duke fans will go any. Like honestly, Duke was overpowering against Alabama and Arizona.
Yeah, it was a home game.
It was a home game. It was like one section behind their bench for Alabama, and the rest was Duke fans.
Are you going to these games, Rico?
No, I think we're. I don't know the official plans, but I don't think I'm going to the games.
I would be shocked if Houston got like lost by double digits.
I truly think I'm going to bet Duke -10. I really do. I think that the defense of Houston is really good. Obviously, they're number 1 in the country. Duke is number 3 in the country on defense. The offensive, their pace, Houston's pace, I believe, is in the 300s. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but you guys play at 266, I think.
We can play at
Is that
any
right?
pace.
266 or 166?
Is what I'm going to say.
They both want to go slow.
Like you play at the highest pace.
Right.
What do we
slowed it
do
down,
to that?
slowed it
We
down,
we could slow it down and also score 85 points. Like the thing is, our offense is way better than Houston's. Obviously, their defense is really good, but like we can match, and our shooters are better than their shooters. I think they just have better defense than us.
I don't know if your shooters are better than their shooters.
How?
They have the highest percentage from 3 points.
Close. It's close. They both got guys that can shoot. Obviously, Knapple Proctor can shoot. Sharp Cryer can shoot.
What do they shoot?
They both got guys that can shoot.
43, 46.
39.7. They're 38.6. It's 1 and 8.
Houston?
Oh, they dropped. They dropped to 3 now in the country.
And what's Duke?
Oh, maybe I thought they were higher. What does Houston
were.
shoot from 3?
They were 1 until this weekend.
What's the percentage?
39.7.
I thought it was
They-
higher. I thought it
Our
was like
big man's
43.
our
They
big
were
man's
43 for a while.
It was, right? Yeah, okay.
Our big man's definitely better than theirs.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a fact.
no doubt.
Yeah, I think Duke has the size for sure, but Houston, I don't know. There's also something to the revenge factor of last year. Like Houston felt like they were supposed to be there in the Final Four, and that got taken
I
away.
agree, but
I
it
also do.
doesn't matter. Like that to me is like it's total. Like I think we
It's a
have
different team. There's
one
some guys
person
there.
guy on the same. I think we have 2 people on the team still.
Houston still has some of those guys on the team. I also think there's something to
They
the
have everybody.
Yeah,
They
that's
also
the thing. They care
they're
more
missing
about
3 of their players last year in that game.
I think there's
They care
something
more
to
about
the fact of knocking on the door. Being there, you look at Sampson's 6-year run of what he's done: Final Four, Elite 8, Sweet 16, Final Four again now. Like Sweet 16, heartbreak buzzer beater. Second round, heartbreak buzzer beater in 2018. It seems like they've been knocking on the door. I'm always of the thought, if you keep getting to the party, you eventually get let in.
Shai is getting.
Yeah, that's a
Elite 8
short
last
window.
year.
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah, second round the first time. But yeah, it's Sampson's also. Yeah, I mean, his 30-year career has been a guy knocking on the door as well, so to speak. But this window, I do think there's something to say that a team eventually breaks through. So I don't know, Houston's defense and athleticism, and I do think
bigger.
they're going to be very difficult.
We're definitely bigger.
Who do you guys think is going to win this game outright? Deuce, do you think Houston's just going to win the game?
I mean, I've been on Houston all year.
So
I
you
don't
think
see-
Houston wins? That's your prediction.
I mean, I bet them to win it all. So yeah.
Okay. And Rico, same? You think?
I think this.
or do
I've
you
also
Duke
said
wins
this is the
game
best
outright?
Duke team of all time.
I would not be surprised if Houston wins.
Well, I don't
Not
think
really what I'm asking.
anyone would
I'd
be.
probably
They're
take-
all one
I'd
seeds.
probably
Like,
take
I think
Houston.
the best teams are here.
I would take Houston, just
That's-
based on where
This is-
coming
this
into the
is-
tournament as well.
This is making me so excited.
Oh no, I'm gonna give you the truth. These are the 2 best teams in the country. Duke's probably gonna win. I think everyone wants Houston to win because it's like, even though it's Houston, they're 1 seed, it would be like this underdog beating this. I mean, Duke's been a juggernaut, but Duke's gonna win a close. I think Duke wins a competitive close game.
So they're offering me a buyout for my future. They offer me $415. I'm not taking it.
Would
buy
not
out.
do it.
Don't buy
Don't
out.
do
Stay,
it.
stay in it.
I'm not kidding. Like
I'm not. I believe
Minus-
in Duke.
I'm
I
doing
believe in
minus
this team.
10.
I believe in this team in September with you, Mark.
I mean, if you
I believe in this team. I'm not buying out.
I mean, go for the middle.
I'm not. Well, right now I'm not
For the
going
middle.
Well, maybe I think I might just ride it.
Ride it. You don't wait. You
This
don't
team
wait.
is so
You
dominant.
don't wait 6 months to cash out for.
If it's a smart play, it makes sense. But like I don't think this team's like luckily winning. This team is handily beating.
Winning
teams.
by a margin of 22
Yeah, like
points.
until that changes, it's hard for me to like jump off.
Like,
What's word this changes?
they keep saying, both of Rico and Duke are saying Houston played the hardest. Like
but that's
just
true.
by
Duke's
seed,
true.
just by seed.
Duke's is this close.
Dude, all of Duke's teams, like defensively, none of the teams that Duke played were like elite by any means.
Offensively, they
I don't
were
think
though.
I don't think you played a good. I don't think the best defense you probably played all year was Kansas.
Kansas beat them, right?
What?
Kansas beat them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was also November. But like Arizona, you guys you guys are changing up every time I say something too. Like I know we're doing a show, but like every time I say something, you say it against Duke. But then like
Marty, I've said that this is the best Duke team I've ever seen. I'm not like taking anything away from Duke.
I know you know. I'm not saying that.
But nothing I said was a lie though. You have not played a defense this good
But like
since Kansas.
What about Purdue? Like basic, like Purdue was not that good. Like we have to be honest about that.
You're right, Braden Smith. It took an all-time point guard performance.
Yeah, but they
He's one of
like
the best-
almost lost to Purdue, where it's like we're not even getting to that territory of like even like coming close to losing.
You could also say they got their scare out of the way. I mean, they won the game. I'm giving more credit to Braden Smith. He had 15 assists, took care of the ball against like the most like pressurizing
But
defense.
that's what I'm saying. Where Braden Smith can
you don't have Braden Smith.
Oh, yeah, we have Cooper fucking
Yeah, but
Flag.
that's a point guard.
We have a
Like, he
good
control
point.
the tempo of
Houston
the game.
was up
Like, that's
big.
my-
Can.
Houston was up
Cooper
bigger in
Flag
that game. and let Purdue
1000%.
come back, right?
Cooper Flag can control the tempo of the game 1000% if he wants to.
Okay, you need a point guard taking the ball up the court. That was my point. Cooper Flag's not going to have 15 assists. It was a Braden Smith masterclass. If Cooper Flag goes for 25 and 30 or 30 against Houston, it's like credit to Cooper Flag. He's the #1 draft pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like Braden Smith, yeah,
Houston's got
sure.
some dogs that nobody even knows their name of, and they're probably like top 5 players in the country. Like JoJo Tugler is like one of the most efficient players defensively in the country, offensively too.
Yeah, and Duke has players that everyone knows their name and who's gonna be really
congrats,
good.
they're a national program. I think
You,
Houston's
but
gonna
you
win.
obviously you don't understand. Like you are obviously going against Duke on every route we've had so far. You have. That's just been what you've done.
What have I said the entire time? This is the best Duke
Yeah,
team
but
I've
then
ever
you go
seen.
back and pick the other team.
Who'd I pick?
Alabama, you did.
I have Duke in my Final Four.
Yeah, but you were saying like they're
I took
match,
Bama with the points.
like
yeah,
Sears was better than their guys.
100%. I thought Sears was better than Proctor. I was wrong about that. 100%. I mean,
all right,
Sears
see,
played like
there
shit.
you go.
Cheers.
Sears was horrible.
Completely overmatched.
Bad. Yeah,
was-
he had a tough game.
He was awful.
Which sucks because he's
Too small.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He was-
Well, that's the thing.
Duke's a bad matchup. Too small.
Our guards, our smallest guard is 6'5".
Yeah, no, Duke's big as hell.
There's no one smaller than that.
Honestly, Knupple's the guy I think about when I feel like any other year doing what he's doing, he would get so much love, and he's kind of just like
He's overshadowed.
Yes,
he's been very overshadowed. He's had like an all-time season on potentially an all-time team.
Yeah.
He's the reason why we won the Bama game.
Also, I recently stumbled upon the TikTok edits of when they asked Cooper Flag like, "What do you take with him on like the island or whatever?" That's one of my favorite TikTok edits all the time.
Yep.
He's like food, a gun, and Con Knupp. And then it just goes to those edits. I love them so
Oh,
much.
he's so good, and like that's the thing though. Defensively though, he's up on you, and there's no tomorrow with him. It's again, I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna see what it is. I'm taking a -10.
He's like the next evolution of like Kyle Singler, and I don't even mean that like stylistically,
Yeah.
but just like his face.
He looks old.
Like he's like the other Duke white guy, but he's like just on a all-time teams. He's incredibly good. He'd be like the white Duke guy on like 90% of Duke teams the last century.
100%. I
Just 'cause
agree. I agree with
He
you.
has maybe the best Duke player of like all time for a season on his team right now.
They're going to be like the Plumlee brothers too. The Knupples are coming.
Bro, the Knupples have
There's
like
other Knupples?
4 brothers and like 5
Jesus
cousins.
Christ.
Bro, they're all so good.
No,
too.
he looks like he should have played on Christian Leitner's team. He looks like a kid at Cherokee Park.
does look
Also,
like a
also
throw.
Play for them?
when Ace Flag transferred from Maine to Duke next year.
Plus 175.
More, does
Duke
it
minus
worry?
9.5.
Does it worry you that Cooper Flag was like laboring with the ankle a bit late in the game?
He was a little bit.
Yeah, no, he was. I was a little nervous, but also like
too.
I do think we have a full week off.
Correct.
Which is like what we had for the ACC tournament, which he probably needs. It's just the championship I'd be more worried about because it's going to be
Quick turnaround.
quick turnaround. But
I
again, but that's where I liked Duke so much more is that we didn't need Cooper Flag to have his A game. Like we have. That's why we're so good when he sucks. We have 4 other guys that are really fucking good. So that's what it honestly gave me more. That's what gives me more of the confidence because I was like, okay, he had 30 points against Arizona. What are we going to do if that doesn't happen? And
That's what made
did
me
it.
get a little bit more hope. Like, obviously, the BYU explosion, you weren't going to hit 25 threes in the next game. It just wasn't going to happen. I do think you could be dialed in a certain gym and in a quick turnaround. Like, maybe they could have hit 12 again, 15 again, which would have obviously put them in the game against Duke. But I also just thought, I watched Arizona, and, like, Arizona scored in the 90s. I was like, all right, maybe you can get them running. You can get them going. And it just didn't. Yeah, I mean, Duke was
What it was, the difference
very
is,
efficient in slowing the game down.
fouls. There was no fouls really in our game.
No, Duke, Alabama didn't even get in foul trouble either.
Yeah, Arizona it was a combined 55 fouls, which is like Bama game. The game went so fast, it was really not many fouls at all.
I'm kind of, I guess, intrigued. It seems like you guys are both, or at least dismissing Florida and Auburn.
I'm not dismissing.
Auburn has been wire to wire.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm
15 quad one
I'm
teams.
dismissing Auburn. I think Florida's going to beat them.
I do too.
pretty handily.
I don't want to dismiss. I just don't know if anyone to beat Duke. I think that's where the dismissal from me comes from. I look
Florida's lucky to even be here thanks to Walter Clayton. saving
Literally
their ass.
Walter Clayton.
Also, I don't know if I've ever bought better like player stock in a guy than Walter
I
Clayton.
will say you were
Like
early on him.
early last year, that guy. He just won't let them loose.
He won.
He just grabs the ball and just says, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna make every 3 now." We're just
Did Florida have a scare before that? No, right?
Kentucky. Or not Connecticut, kind of. UConn.
Yeah, UConn. So they had 2 scares, and Texas Tech, they were done.
I mean, they were down 9 with 3 minutes left.
Texas Tech won that game.
You're saying you don't think anybody can beat Duke? Duke has 3 losses. Granted, 2 of them very early. But to a not great Clemson team, a not great Kansas team,
Yeah, but
and a not great. Who's the third I'm missing? Kentucky.
quick.
Not great Kentucky.
Yeah, but real quick, when those guys that were playing against Kentucky and Kansas, I'm not kidding, 3 people aren't even in the starting lineup anymore. We have evolved of so many. Isaiah Evans didn't play at all. Sion James was coming off the bench. You got Proctor, who was not playing well then. There is Ngamba wasn't playing at all. He didn't start playing till the end. There's so much has changed already, which I 100% agree. But what do we talk about all year? Duke hasn't played anyone. Duke hasn't played anyone. Okay, then they play someone in the SEC. Beat the shit out of them by 20. Beat Arizona, one of the better teams in the Big 12. Beat Baylor, also in the Big 12. What else I don't think it fucking matters what and they also won by 20 against these bad teams. They had 1 slip up. It was Clemson. The early ones doesn't matter to me. That one was bad, the Clemson one. But all their losses were 3 points or less.
Houston's the only team that plays good enough defense, and I think on Duke's worst day, they go beat, or not worst, but really bad shooting day, they can maybe go steal a rock fight. When I think about Auburn and Florida on the court with Duke, Duke's just too complete. I just don't think they can defend with Duke. Duke's gonna defend no matter what. Whoever they play, they're gonna defend.
And to give Houston their credit, they've only lost 1 game in regulation.
That's why I think Houston could.
You have to
if anyone
give them.
could do it,
I understand Houston's really good. That's the one team that I was nervous for in this tournament. They've also who'd they lose? Did Alabama beat them in overtime?
Yeah, they have 1 regulation.
That gives
loss.
me,
And it was to Auburn beginning of the year,
Right.
and it was they kind of blew it.
but that gives me also hope too, where we beat Auburn.
Since then,
right?
since Feast Week, they're 30-1 with a loss in overtime to Texas Tech by 1 point.
And the thing is, though, they played in a conference where it's a very good conference. We just beat 2 of their teams easily. Beat SEC team who they lost to. That gives me more confidence of they lost to the 2 SEC teams that we beat.
I have some questions for Rico about the bus. I mean, this is going to be a journey.
Can you tell the people where the route?
Yeah, kind of give people.
I'm not telling the people the route. I'm telling the general direction.
Yeah, you can
I'm not telling them the exact route.
Oh, how about general stops? The big ones, if you will.
DC to Atlanta, and then I think to back to Nashville, so to speak, and then
that's tough.
makes its way to San Antonio.
You're going up north, you're going south.
Do you have your hours planned? You go to an iPad or you're watch because there's no TVs, obviously.
No, yeah, I think it's a lot on the phone. You have Wi-Fi. I don't like holding the laptop. Maybe I'll get the iPad.
They don't even have tray tables on these buses?
I don't think so.
They don't have tables? Maybe not.
I
They
don't
have.
think so.
It looks like. I know I was kind of half trolling you. I did send you some upgrades. It looks like for at least the Northeast Corridor trip to DC, you'll have Wi-Fi that I guess is pretty good. You can stream. You'll have outlets. They have cup holders.
Yeah, the outlets are big.
Cup holders are big.
Do you you're obviously you're the only person. Do you think you're the only person in America that do this trip?
Yeah,
This week.
100%.
I'm thinking all year.
Ever?
All year.
No, there's some
You think someone's done New York
someone's
to San
afraid
Antonio?
to fly. That doesn't have a lot of money. That has to go to San Antonio for summer. It's a big. It's
I
a
don't
big
even think
world.
a lot. I don't think it's. I think it's probably pretty expensive to
probably
go. on
more
this.
I looked up
expensive
the
than the flight.
The flight,
It's
yeah.
more expensive. I think it's more expensive than the flight.
Yeah.
What if you're
I almost
afraid to
wanna,
fly and you can't drive?
That's the only reason. Because
I
I
almost
thought
wanna-
money-wise too, but I think it's more the.
I almost want to call Dave and be like, financially, this is irresponsible.
You should. The fact that you haven't tried is crazy. I would have been like.
So what
This
snacks
is-
are you gonna bring?
I know everybody
a
keeps
big
saying
bag
that
of
big
snacks?
bring snacks. The thing I'm worried about too is you do these stops. So you go to DC. That's let's say it's 4 stops in between. Do I have to get off the bus every time to make sure the luggage is okay underneath?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What?
Bro, also, some people accidentally could take your bag. Some people.
What is it? If the bag's gone, the bag's gone. Or you're just out there
talking.
supervising?
You don't. What do you mean? He's got the pumps party. He's
Yeah,
got
I
to
got
get
my
dressed.
Fucking brown shoes in there.
Oh,
Those.
Have you picked your outfit for the pumps?
Yeah, when I unwinded Saturday before the game for a little bit.
What's the
Business casual. It's just a
Business
usual.
casual?
Yeah, it's,
What if a bus breaks down and you miss the pumps party? What if you're late? Is that a
Oh
is that a
my
possibility?
God.
I think it. I think
this is also
These buses break down all the
This is
time.
47 hours with no traffic.
57 hours.
57. Yeah.
It's 57.
57
No, I think it's
hours?
47.
No, 57 is to me that's a whole. Oh, that's more than
2.5
2 days.
days.
So at
Almost 2.5
47,
days.
it's going to be about. It's good because no one also obviously leaves like exactly when the bus leaves. Like,
You'd be surprised, bro. They leave pretty like.
well, those bus drivers probably actually
Fuck around.
They were pretty good. Yeah.
I'd say it's gonna be 52 hours.
Are you gonna? No, you have sometimes we have like these layovers, if you will, where you're gonna just be in a bus station.
The
You're
layovers
gonna like
are the-
tour the city and you like walk around and get some sights.
Rico?
The layovers are the worst part.
Yeah, it's the worst part. You're not going anywhere. You're just sitting there.
No, there's one that's like 3 hours. I think it's like, and there's not. There's
Wait, so you
there's a vending machine. That's when the priest came to meet me last year.
did you count the 3 hours of like
Yeah,
layover?
it counts all the way through.
You counted that.
Yeah.
Now I had the idea. Let me know. Rico poo-pooed this. Didn't like this idea. I said get a hotel if you're, and at least get a shower in, sit down in a comfortable bed. At least give you 2 hours to like. All right, fine.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
By
normal.
the time you
it's a
get
normal-
there,
he
doesn't wanna do that.
He wallows in misery.
and
He'd
his
rather
own- and his own
not.
filth,
He'd rather.
apparently.
Oh,
He
he
doesn't wanna
doesn't
take a
care.
shower.
The filth he doesn't care about.
57 or 47 hours in a bus, you're gonna smell like ass.
stink.
Stinks.
Smells so bad.
What about
gonna think you're
the-
homeless.
The meals are gonna be tough.
What meals?
I don't think I ate.
saying.
I don't think I ate last year.
What are you gonna eat?
Yeah, but this is also.
like
They
double
have
the
like they
time.
have they have certain fast food things.
What they'll stop at?
Yeah, I
oh,
think
at the
we
bus station.
stopped at a fucking what's the famous one in like Ohio
Like
last
a,
year.
oh,
It
I
was
thought
a
like
sandwich.
a, like a Roy Rogers.
Nah, it was the place that
I've
had
done that
like
in the
a-
Northeast Corridor. F. Good call.
It was a place that had a sandwich shop in between.
like Quiznos or something.
Yeah, but it was
Buc-ee's?
something. It might have been a Buc-ee's, I think. I don't even know, but it wasn't as big as a Buc-ee's. But yeah, it's tough. Everyone's saying pack snacks, but then that's an extra bag.
So what?
You don't pack snacks.
Gotta
You're
pack
absolutely.
snacks.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
definitely
right.
packing snacks.
Now, can you read on the bus? You want a good book?
I would want to read. I don't want to turn on the light, and I start to get motion sickness when I.
Oh,
read
that's
on
not
you.
good. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So you're. Why don't you raw dog the whole thing?
that would be insane.
Wait,
Insane.
but you want Bosco living with his thoughts for 48 hours?
Oh my god.
And we were talking about like the personnel on the bus. Like everyone, do you think he's crazier than all, or do you think he fits in?
I think.
Nah, he's the craziest for sure.
Chance, dude. You haven't seen.
No. You present yourself the least.
How did you not ask for
you are the
someone
craziest.
to come with you?
Oh.
Like
Why? That's punishing somebody else.
of course it is, but I mean, it's like at least.
Marty, that's a tough ass.
I honestly was worried.
course it
I was
is.
worried about me.
But at least Jack, everyone had a better thing than Rico in this. Jack McCarthy at least had a buddy to go with Max. Dave and Dan still get to do whatever they want. They have to go to a party.
Right.
He has got it the shittiest. So
I
at least
offered it too.
It's gonna sound.
Dukes
crazy.
offered it.
You offered
Dude's
it?
offered to go.
Earlier
I
in the
couldn't
year,
make him- I
but
couldn't
Rico
make
didn't
him do
accept
that.
it. So
I couldn't
thank
make him-
God.
I could not make.
I thought Meek was gonna end up getting thrown into this or
I
something.
could not make him do that. It's gonna sound crazy. I wish there was a way to like Velcro down a mattress in the storage thing and strap yourself in somehow that you didn't move around and then just try
Like
to
under the bus?
yeah, like in
You
the,
want to
where
be
the
under the bus
luggage
with the
is.
suitcase?
Yeah, then the
That's where I-
suitcases are gonna blast you in the face.
I know if there was a way to get the suitcases
Suffocate
out of the way.
Plus,
Yeah.
there's no heat there or anything. It's
Whatever, dude. You'd be asleep. You wake
One
up.
crash, you're dead.
yeah, you'd be yeah.
I know. I'm saying I wish there was a way to like.
Well, every time they stop, though, they wake you up because they have to get the bags out of there.
yeah, whatever.
True.
It would be very
Oscar's
restful.
just
Just
like-
your bag, he just. Also, he's a huge. Rico is a ginormous snorer.
Oh, these poor people on the bus.
Because like I've slept. I
no.
think I've slept with Rico. Pause
Yeah.
a couple times. Man, it keeps you up.
No, so Rico threatened to sleep when we were doing Survivor.
Because he's night terrorist.
He has, between the night terrors and the story, I kicked him out of the room. I said, "You are not. I love you, Rico. Get the fuck out of here."
No, it's bad.
I wouldn't let him sleep in there
It's really bad.
because I don't snore. I need my sleep. I need the restful
It's
sleep.
gonna be
At this point,
it's
though,
gonna
you
be
should
tough.
you're going for a record. You're going to be on a bus for over. So now it's going to be. You're going
think
to
I'm
be
gonna
in
be
the past
there-
year. You'll be on a bus for 70 hours.
Yeah, I'll be on the bus for as long. I think I'm gonna be on the bus for as long as I'm in San Antonio.
That was last year. You would have took the bus, right? And you guess what? You don't think there's going to be a bus bet next year?
I'm not taking. I'm
Where's
not.
the Final Four next year? Do we know?
There's no. There's no.
next year
There's no way I'm
is-
wagering.
I.
There's nothing.
You might have
You got to remember,
Nothing I
he
can
presented it.
He did present.
Like this was Rico's idea.
now, but now we
like-
have a tradition though.
I
Now
thought it was
it's-
Jack McCarthy's idea.
No, I think it was. They
Is next year
they
Detroit.
found it.
Is next year Detroit?
Indy.
Indy, Detroit.
Not nearly
There's
as
nothing
bad.
I would bet.
Indy's
There's
not nearly as bad.
Indy, Detroit, Vegas, and then
Vegas would be woo
Vegas would be brutal.
brutal.
You could put ring off for a second. You could put a threesome with Sydney Sweeney and Beyonce on the table next year, and there's nothing I would bet for.
So what if it means that you can't go to the Final Four?
That's a risk you would have to take.
Really?
Yeah, there's just.
So it means you're not going to the Final Four no matter what. If the offer
Just
was
to Indy, that's not as bad, Rico.
Dude, it's,
bus or first
no
class,
way. There's no
or
way. There's
bus to
no
first
way.
class, or no for Final Four.
you also have to look at the time spent. Like in a normal world, Thursday morning I'd be getting on a plane.
Right.
You're now losing Tuesday and all of Wednesday. Like when you have
Oh, yeah.
shit to do,
Indy's
like,
probably just one
obviously,
day.
you
One
have shit
long
to-
day.
Yeah, but you have shit to juggle. No, I looked it
They
up. I
have to
think
go
it's
to
like
the Indy.
24.
Is there any part of you that can just like
Maybe
sleep on this bus
24?
though? Like, what if
Yeah, you
just get
have
some
to
good night's
sleep. You have to sleep on the overnights. You have to.
So that's not so. Are you looking forward to that at all? Like the sleeping part?
No, because it's not a good sleep, dude. It's
No.
the thing reclines probably less than this fucking chair, and
Yeah.
like you're up against the window. It's very tough.
The bathroom smell real bad at like the end of a leg. So where do you sit? You sit in the back or you sit in the front? You don't want to sit in the.
I think Chris did a good job. He gave me one of the fifth row the entire way through, which makes me
fifth row's
think.
good.
that's not bad.
Which makes me, yeah, you're close to the driver in case.
Did you take a shit on the bus last year?
Yeah, I did.
Oh no, Rico!
You have bad ones too.
Had to. I think. I think that makes me think maybe that not every seat is filled, which would be huge.
Oh, that's-
less.
If you, I was telling you before, if you have that seat next to you open, that is a complete game changer. You can stretch out more. You can
Yeah.
put your stuff there. If you have someone sitting right next to you, it
Oh my
destroys the trip. It is, and who
He'll
knows?
probably
what they're
have
like.
one. He'll probably have one. The first one, like DC. Like that's
It's a busy.
DC's a normal bus place.
It's a busy corridor.
That's within. Yeah, it's within range.
Once you get into kind of these small towns, I bet you have a big chunk of the bus to yourself now.
We'll see. Not to myself.
Because
but-
also, this is also you have to do the layovers because bus drivers can only drive for 8 hours. So that's the worst part.
True.
They have to change every 8 hours.
Drivers got to change drivers.
Speaking of things you do want people to sit next to you at, Ev, tell them about game time.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Game Time. I said the best part of college basketball is here. We got Final Four coming up. We know you're as excited as we are to watch some big games to end the tournament. While we're streaming the cave, you can get out to see the action in person with Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Price on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. Plus, the Game Time Picks feature makes it even easier to find great deals on the seats you want. You can even find last-minute tickets for the tournament for up to 60% off quickly and easily. Just pull up your pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. I was looking at tickets for, we got Clemmer's going to Mets opening
Oh,
day.
absolutely.
On Friday, we got tickets there. We got tickets in San Antonio for either their unbelievable Final Four games. They've got great curated deals for all tiers of tickets, and you know you're getting the top option when you see the super deal icon. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy. Clemmer's going to go buy the Mets tickets now with Game
course.
Time Picks. Take the guess. We're going to buy tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PICKS, PICKS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PICKS, PICKS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. What time is it? Game time. Oh.
Let me also
Seriously though, shout out Game Time because I use them both for Thursday and Saturday, and it was true. It was the seats I had were so good for last minute. Like literally on Saturday, I went last minute. Said, you know what, fuck it, let me go to Game Time, and they put me in unbelievable seats. Even like the atmosphere was everything. So shout out to them because without them, I wouldn't be able to go.
Let me also tell you about Evan Williams. March is here. Pick Central listeners, you know what that means. Upsets, buzzer beaters, and nonstop hoops. And if you're watching all the madness unfold, you better have Evan Williams bourbon in your lineup. Tonight, still some college basketball actually tonight. I'm riding with Butler. We obviously got some friends on Butler. I'd love to see them win the crown. And you know I'm doing it with Game Day's #1 pour in hand. As you know by now, Evan Williams is bourbon done right. It's extra aged and always smooth with flavors of oak, honey, and vanilla. There's no better way to celebrate a big upset or a last-second buzzer beater than with a glass of Evan Williams bourbon. Make Evan Williams part of your game day from the first trip to championship celebration. Visit evanwilliams.com to find the bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky, straight bourbon whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol volume. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus. In terms of the tournament as well, like it's weird because it's what we all predicted, but now we're mad that's what it's at because it's been so underwhelming. Like, can you I'd
What was
struggle.
underwhelming?
The tournament stunk. It stinks.
I would struggle to list 10 compelling games. I know they're what.
We're doing this again.
Part of the problem is Duke's so.
No, I mean it's
That's the
it's
thing.
unfolded to where
I
it's
actually
at.
saw a tweet. I saw a tweet. This was a tweet. It was
Tough.
that was nice.
Tough.
This is what I saw a tweet. I've matured to realize this is the best. This is a good tournament what we have in the Final Four coming up. That's the tweet. I've matured where what we're getting is what you want all year in college
you
basketball.
guys told us that last weekend. Those games
Yeah,
kind of
but
stunk.
these two,
How'd they stay that
Texas Tech-
Florida game
Texas
was
Florida was unbelievable.
unbelievable.
That was it.
Okay.
That was it of the Elite Eight.
But
You said look at the games we have in the site. And honestly, the
but
games
that's-
didn't really live up.
Okay,
didn't
but
live up.
because Duke
Weren't
was
good.
that much better than
Yeah.
them. Auburn, Michigan State had no chance against Auburn. Like that's just what Auburn's been the best
That
the
Tennessee
entire year.
game was over.
Tennessee was just horrible.
Horrible.
That's
Like,
just
that
what
was over a
Tennessee
tip.
does. The fact that Tennessee's never been to a Final Four is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. Never ever Tennessee.
It's crazy.
Crazy. I've heard someone say they're a top 5 program this century.
Who said that?
Some Tennessee
Big
fan.
T.
They've been good. They definitely have been good.
They've been
Top 5
consistent,
program
but
this
there's not,
century?
they're like
No,
they're
they're not
8 to
top
10,
5.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you can,
It's embarrassing though not to make a Final Four.
Yeah.
As a Tennessee, you could say they're a good program, but it's embarrassing not to make a Final Four.
Yeah, Houston just beat the shit out of them.
Houston punched them in the mouth.
That's what I mean. So the games just weren't good. I mean,
But
like
you can. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the tournament because we love the tournament, but it's very hard to list out
So was the tournament bad last year?
10.
kind of,
no,
yeah.
it
was
had
kinda
to be.
shitty,
Then.
yeah.
The year before that had to be horrible then too. Because UConn beat the shit out of people.
No, well, the year before that, it was when the crazy were like San Diego State. And
Yeah, that was kind of a fun, that was kind of a weird
But
one.
the
That was
Final
fun.
Four sucked.
You're missing the
Yes,
point.
Final
You're
Four.
Final
missing-
Four there. The
But the
Final Four
tournament,
was
though, was-
horrible.
was
But you
more
can have a
exciting.
bad Final Four and have a great group of games.
Which
along
one would you
the
rather?
way.
It's a good discussion out of it. Would you rather a good Final Four or a good tournament? A good tournament, bad Final Four, good Final Four, really good Final Four, bad
But
tournament.
here's the difficulty, I think, or the difficult thing that you're not seeing, so to speak. These two games have to be awesome, and it's not a guarantee that they will.
No, of course
These two
not.
games suck. This is the tournament. This tournament has been
Marty will still defend it.
Horrible.
Marty will be like,
No,
oh,
I
it was
won't.
good. It was
Start
great.
to
It won't
finish,
at
like,
all. I'm not saying it's the
horrible.
best tournament, but like you guys just
I actually think you have to have all three be good.
you guys
I think
just
you need
shit
both.
on
This
it
is
so
the best
fast.
case scenario.
Like this isn't an awesome matchups that I've wanted all year. Like I thought these were the 4 best teams that we all knew,
Easily.
and it wasn't like a question. And like last year, UConn beat the shit out of everybody. I don't know what was good about last year. NC State, good for them. Like when they lost in the Final Four, it's whatever. Like this is what I want. I want the 4 best teams in it. We got it. There was good games along the way. We got a buzzer beater. Everyone just poo-pooed that. There wasn't a buzzer beater last year. Like I don't think it's been the best tournament. No, I'm not an idiot. I think it's been a fine tournament.
As far as tournaments go, I think it's been very poor. If you're putting a list of tournaments, this
You
is
can't yet because it's
Sure.
to the best part.
so far. This is
There's
this has
one
been
good
rough.
Elite Eight game.
There's so
One
many
good
Super
Elite Eight
Bowls
game.
that are dog shit.
Right,
You
and
know,
like,
and
I
so
said
many,
the
so many
baseball playoffs
that are hard.
Baseball playoffs 2 years ago, not last year, the year before that, was horrible. But I love baseball always.
Last
live
year's
for baseball, but
playoffs-
like that was a bad playoffs.
To be honest, last
that.
year's playoffs wasn't that great either.
Oh no, I disagree. I think they were a lot better than they were. Like, the one 2 years ago was
you were
bad.
a bigger
No.
fan. That's where I'm saying. No, it is like the
Oh.
Yankees Dodgers was a horrible. World
2023 had a
Series.
good playoffs. This had a bad World Series.
Correct. No, what was the year with all the sweeps, Phil? Was it 2022?
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, it's just like I don't think it's been the best tournament. No, but this is what I wanted from the tournament to get to right now. So if it's really bad after this, I could say it was a really bad tournament. But if these are unbelievable games, or at least one good Final Four and a really good championship, I think it's a fine tournament. I think it's a good tournament.
It's the 4 best teams by far. Or when I say by far, I mean like all year they were clearly like the 4 best.
Yeah. If
Like,
Michigan
they were the
State
most
and Tennessee,
consistent.
if Michigan State and Tennessee won yesterday, I'd be mad. I honestly would. And just to make it a good tournament, I wouldn't care. I wanted this 4 in it. And it's funny though, like we all said it before the tournament started. So like, I don't see how the 4 1 seeds don't get there. And they did pretty.
Yeah, we're very stupid, and I think if you parlay them all together, it paid in the range of like I felt like 9-1, 12-1, like
You
that.
said 12, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the exact
Yeah.
payout was. But
Someone sent me a note about Florida. Walter Clayton was at Iona.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was.
he was at Iona.
Who recruit?
With Patino.
Rick Pitino recruited that
Sure
kid.
did.
Holy
There
shit!
was no reason for that.
I don't even. I'm
Little fun-
beyond.
Couldn't get away from Patino fast enough, huh, Meek?
I mean, he's a great recruiter. He's an eye for talent. Like Walter
Yeah.
Clayton's
I'm
legit.
just saying, if Walter Clayton, he's like, hey, get away from this guy.
Clayton, that shot Clayton hit was one of the most difficult I've ever seen.
Honestly, it's like which one?
The
In the last two games, he's hit like 8 of them in the last like 5
The
minutes.
specific step back three.
The one where he was in the last one, where he had the ball like in the
Yes,
paint and then
yeah.
he just
In
came
the
back,
paint and
turn
came back
around.
out, yeah.
He's just like some guys just have the it. He just has the it. Like he doesn't miss in the last 5 minutes. He's incredible. He's someone I wonder how he does in the league. Like he's someone I'll root for sure. I wonder if he's like big enough.
Walter Clayton, you're saying?
He's like 6'3". I mean, I talked about it. He had full rides. He like loved basketball so much. He had massive like SEC, ACC football offers at high school. And said I'm going to play basketball at Iona instead. Like he had a full ride to play safety at Florida
Jesus.
at high school, and literally said no and went to Iona to play basketball.
Jesus Christ.
Unfortunately, I feel like he's a guy that because he's older, like you'll see him at one point. If it's hopefully a good situation, but like I don't know, he'll probably be in the G League for a little bit, and then. But I think he's incredible.
He's such a gamer, and I think he's like I said the football. I really mentioned the football background. One, 'cause I think it's cool, but two, just the physicality. I think it's like a mindset thing. Like I don't think he's gonna get like bullied. Just like he's like 6'3", like 190. He's not like tiny, but he's obviously not big. I don't know. I could see.
Do we
it working out.
all think Florida wins that game? We'll talk about it more during the
don't.
week. But
Florida.
you think Auburn?
I think it's a very difficult game.
I think it's a very close game, that one. I really do. I'm not sold on Florida winning that game. Right now, I'm on Auburn.
I'll be on Florida.
I think it depends on Broom and how injured he is.
How do you look when he came back?
came back and nailed that
Nailed
three
the
like
three.
right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Adrenaline now.
He hasn't played like that great in the tournament, right?
He was unreal. Yes, he had a
Yeah.
double-double.
Oh, not yesterday. I'm saying the before that. Like the team is what's his name was horrible. Who's the guy coming back for like his 8th year next year?
Chad Baker Mazzara.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was horrible the other day. Horrible.
Miles Kelly hasn't shot well either the last couple of games. Broom was really good yesterday. Pettiford, shout out Jersey City.
Yeah.
Boy,
He's fast.
he's unreal. He's so fun to
fast.
watch.
can
He's
fucking-
unreal. He's just like a spark plug.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get a new champion coach now that Izzo's gone. Izzo's the only one holding through there.
Rank the coaches, Bosco.
Shire won.
No.
It's not.
Samson 1,
Nate's the right answer.
I think that's
Earl 2.
I think those are the right answers, respectfully.
If
And then
this is
No,
not
3 or 4 is either
If it-
way. I mean,
no.
they're both young.
the answer is Shire 3.
Play this clip 10 years from now. See how many rings Shire has. Just saying.
Shire's listen. You have to give it
Golden's
to
a phenomenal
Samson.
coach, though.
You have to give
Golden
it to-
Drew Shire is really tough. I think they're the two best young coaches under 40.
They definitely are. Shire's 37. So like we have 30 more years.
What's
of
Golden, like 40?
39.
Shire is going to stay in Duke. Or is it any inclination to
Stay
go
at
to
Duke
pro?
for.
gonna
He'll
be
stay
at
at
Duke
Duke
for-
Going to
for
pull a Coach K.
40. He's probably going to be about this.
Yeah.
Like he's already on the trajectory to like be with.
You don't think he has future aspirations to
No.
Okay.
He actually got turned down from jobs while he was an assistant coach at Duke when Coach K was coaching.
Yeah.
And teams told him no, which is like bad teams told him no. So
37 years old and being one of the best coaches in the country is insane.
yeah,
I think Golden is more likely to leave for the NBA than Shire.
definitely, I agree with that.
I think
Yeah, Golden's
Golden
a big,
actually
big
leave-
analytics guy, Golden.
I think he'll leave sooner rather than later.
Memphis
He
is an open
also
coaching
has
spot.
some. He also has some things up his ass.
But didn't those things turn out to be
Disprove. Not true.
Didn't they turn out to be kind of
There's,
nonsense?
there's accusations. That's true.
No, but
They're all
I'm saying,
dismissed
wasn't it like
then.
the school newspaper, and then it turned out to just be like
Yeah.
there's zero, like there's. I'm saying, I just read there was like no ground.
Yeah,
Basically,
we have no idea. I'm just saying there was accusations against him about. I don't know what it was. I forget.
it was
what
like it was the school newspaper threw out an accusation.
Like stalking and like sending messages to girls where it came out that it was false, and Florida didn't have his back.
That's tough.
that
They were,
that
like,
makes sense
about to fire
why
him.
he could leave.
Um,
But I'd be pissed too
saying.
if,
But I also
if
think
I
people-
did nothing and a fucking some 19-year-old made up a
Still
story
don't.
about me.
I think like
Still don't know. Like everything's alleged. Like we can't.
But it's hard but then we don't know anything about it. Like I'm saying,
people are saying there's other girls that he sent dick pics to.
Yeah, for the record, nothing.
Allegedly.
It was
all is alleged.
It was all dismissed. So
Yeah, he's coaching.
what?
He's
Speaking of,
coaching.
what do you think of Willard?
Awesome.
Douche.
How do you think it's awesome?
total
It's
douche.
just funny for the game. Like I know he's a douchebag. Obviously,
Villanova-
he's a scumbag
like, the
what he
thing-
did, but he's gonna be great at Villanova.
I think people talk. I
Is
disagree
he gonna be
Why?
easy?
because he didn't. He
hasn't been, like,
he
great
won. He
anywhere.
won at Seton Hall.
he was
very
he was good
hard.
at
No, you know what I'm saying.
And we'll
Great is
never
like
know-
I think
Well,
Villanova's got a lot more resources than
Seton Hall
Maryland.
You could say the best year he's ever had as a coach was this season.
Yeah.
Well, because of COVID, though, he got fucked because of COVID.
That's true. I guess.
We'll never know about 2020. But yeah, he won against 2 double-digit seeds this year to make the Sweet 16 for the first time. But if you're Villanova, like again, take it back, pitch it. Let's say you're the executive or the AD from Villanova, and you have a friend of yours that you're meeting with, and you're explaining college basketball to them. You're saying, well, tell me about the guy you just hired. Well, he was in our league and didn't have a ton of success. Went to another league for 1 year, had moderate success, and then we're bringing him back into a league.
Well,
against
that's not
some
fair.
really, really good
This is
coaches.
not fair.
I wouldn't be that excited about
It's
it.
not fair at all what you just said, though.
How?
Seton Hall is like levels and levels
Horrible.
below
Agreed.
Villanova. So
Horrible.
you went from he had pretty good, like okay success at Seton Hall, who has they get no money, they get nothing. No one cares about Seton
and
Hall.
I guess has fallen.
But that was before. That was
fallen off
before the
greatly
NIL
since he
era.
left.
And Villanova has now fallen off a little bit since
You're right.
Jay Wright left. And then, listen, I don't love Willard at all. And like, I think what he did is an absolute scumbag move. Like, he knew he was leaving the entire time of the NCAA tournament. There's a reason why Villanova didn't hire anyone right away, because they knew he was going to say yes. And he lied. And I think he's a scumbag for what he did. I also don't know about his recruiting skills, because I'm pretty sure, am I wrong, Dukes? Is Derek Queen from Maryland?
Yeah, he's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Queen,
Pretty-
Reese, and another
Willard
guy
also
all
didn't
Maryland.
recruit him.
Went to high
Yeah,
school.
no, I know
in
he
Florida,
didn't. But I'm
yeah.
just saying, pretty easy to show, like, just to go back to Maryland. Like, it's not, like, his recruiting isn't shown what it is.
Not that easy.
What?
Not that easy. Like Boogie Flandon play for St. John's.
It's pretty easy.
It's good.
When I just think that, like, to go to Villanova, though, like, that's, Maryland is still, like, they're worried about their football. They want football more than basketball. They do. That just creates more money. Villanova's only got basketball. So I think they're going to put more resources into it. I do think that he'll be fine there. I don't know if he's definitely going to be better than fucking Neptune.
Neptune.
He sucked.
Cool name.
Do you not think so?
Yeah, Neptune didn't have a great amount of success. I also think he's got Jay Wright in this, but Jay Wright obviously is friends with Willard. It seemed like Jay Wright had a lot of influence on this Nova job. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Willard. I mean, the way Willard.
But now,
If also
Willard
if you're Nova,
fucked
can
Maryland.
can you be excited about the way he left Maryland?
Who's
even
Maryland
tell.
going to get now? Because all the coaches are getting scooped up quick.
Yeah, there's rumors of Buzz Williams. What's being
The
floated
rumors
out
that
there?
Buzz Williams basically threw his name was like, hey, like, I'd love to coach
I
Maryland.
love Buzz at Maryland.
I like Buzz a lot.
I want them to get Tony Skin.
Oh, good name too.
He's who recruited Derek Queen.
Very good name.
Coached at Maryland with Willard, from Maryland, played at George Mason, and coached at George Mason right now.
Skin's definitely a name on the rise.
Buzz would be awesome, though. I think Maryland Buzz seems like.
I think he'd fit in the Big Ten. I think he makes sense.
I think he's kind of over Texas A&M too.
I mean, if he's throwing his name out, that
Yeah.
sounds like it. The Willard thing with me, I just think if Maryland met everything he asked for in terms of like salary demands and like NIL like funding and stuff, he's a total scumbag.
I think that he knew no matter what before. I think his plan was to call out the AD, and they weren't going to do anything because the AD was leaving. But they did. I don't think they thought they were going to match it, and then it turned on him looking like a scumbag. I think his whole plan was to make them look like scumbags, so he could have a clean break, and that's why he left. And then they switched it on him.
You see Steve Blake throwing his. I just got that text to remind myself. Tough to see Coach Willard leave. He did a great job, and I wish him the best. With that being said, I'm available and love the challenge. Go Terps! Like
I did see that.
Steve Blake even in coaching?
I'm not sure. I
do believe he is. I think I saw something a few months ago.
Where though?
Uh,
Is he on a staff?
Let's get Tom Crean there.
He was an assistant NBA coach in 2019 to 2020.
There's
Oh,
also
really?
some news
Yeah.
coming out of Queens today.
They're gonna land who? Hopkins. Okay.
That's a big
Lost Luis, you get Hopkins.
A better
it's-
player,
But
probably.
they also,
way better.
I
Not
also
way
feel-
better, but better.
I also wonder if there's a world where Luis comes back. I
I
wonder.
don't think so. I think that.
I think he's
I
better
wonder.
off
I
with
wonder if
Hopkins.
Patino, if the bridge was burnt that much with sitting him at the end of that game. But I wonder if maybe he could. The emotions wear off, and he says,
maybe.
"Coach says, hey, I don't think your stock's great right now. You just won Big East Player of the Year. We got a great team coming back. Zuby's coming back. We're adding Bryce Hopkins.
If he puts
Wiltshire, Aaron Scott's
if
gonna
he
be
comes
back.
back, that puts them. They'll be.
They'll be like a national title
And
contender.
they get
if he came
Hopkins.
back.
They'll be a very, very
Scott's
good team.
coming back?
Is he? Is he not?
I don't think so.
Is he a senior? Wiltshire is. You might be right. He might be a senior. But Wiltshire's going to come back. Zuby's going to come back. Zuby already said he's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know how you even a college guy, like I am not, unless the thing comes across my timeline, like I don't really care about the portal. Let these guys land wherever they land, and then in October I'll sort it back out and go, oh, okay,
Couldn't
going
It's
with
so
it.
fun.
couldn't agree more. I
It's
follow
just-
my
it's
team.
not-
I
yeah,
follow my
it's not-
team's portal thing, which you can't even, which is kind of bullshit. Like, there's another week we can't do anything in the portal really because you're supposed to be.
It's
focused
stupid. No,
on
it
here.
should be. Football's the same way. They have to make it after.
It's crazy.
It's
That's,
like basically the day after that championship game, it opens.
Yeah.
It'll open.
Also, you want to say like
It's all going on behind the scenes anyway.
people
all
know
know
who's
what
going
it
to
is.
Duke. Like Duke already knows who's going in. They know who they're getting. Houston does. They all do
Yeah.
this. You can't announce
All
it.
that's what I'm saying. All these teams, like they know who. Like we got inside guy. Like there's handshake deals made in the middle of the season for some of these.
then you got guys just coming back in. Like Rylan Griffin's going to transfer again. He's going to 3 schools. Like
that the North Dakota kid, Eagle Staff's going to South Carolina.
yeah, but at least he started at North Dakota.
No, but I'm saying there are you. Do you know the kid L. Ellis?
I don't.
Eli Ellis.
Yeah.
Or Eli Ellis. Eli
Yeah,
Ellis.
he's like 24. He's going to South Carolina.
Dude, that front court of the two of them.
Did you know he's like
backcourt, excuse me,
22?
Backcourt.
Did
I
not
heard-
know that.
I knew he was a little older.
He's not 22.
Is he
But
20?
he's old. He's like
I knew he was like at
19,
least 20. Yeah, basically like starting as like a freshman essentially.
He's awesome though.
I didn't because I didn't realize. I'd seen videos of him and then I didn't put two and two together that he was the one, like yelling in that kid's face while he just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
He's basically just like he's like calling him like a pussy and shit.
100%.
The backcourt of having that kid and then this Eagle Staff kid is like the funniest backcourt ever.
Sparky's out there saying that he thinks that the championship's going to be Duke and Alabama.
Never know.
Dan's texting me. This security guard is being like, Sparky wants to come on and say it's going to be Duke and Alabama.
I'm always for Sparky jumping on.
I might start Sparky's Instagram.
Sparky said he's gonna have Vibs and I go to his house and watch him make music.
I would love that.
You want to go with us?
Yeah,
That'd be
I would.
great.
Before we go, because we have to talk about the bats.
I thought maybe talk about it tomorrow. We're already up against it.
We're not up against anything.
I guess.
I was going to say what's.
I want to have like a long
I think
discussion
you
about
could-
it.
yeah,
I think
you
we
can
do a
unpack
little
it.
teaser. Like, we have to talk about it. It's something that's been like the biggest.
We have to
thing
talk.
in-
No, we have to talk about these random coaches you guys talking about for the last 20 minutes and other nonsense.
Well,
These random coaches.
random coaches. Yeah, like
Just-
I wear.
We can talk about like the biggest story and the second biggest story in sports, maybe besides.
That's what I'm saying. Let's talk
I know,
about it right
it's fine,
now.
it's fine. No, but
We don't have to leave.
Willard was also a massive thing.
We have no reason to leave. We can be on for as long as you want.
I just want to have a good conversation about it.
Let's have it then.
All right.
Because you think the Yankees are cheating.
I know. Okay, I did not think that at all. I never. I
think that the MLB should ban it?
specifically
You think
said.
the MLB should ban
I
it?
have said so many times to you on and offline
to
that
read
the
it.
Yankees are not cheating.
You
I
think the-
tweeted the Yankees are not cheating.
You think
No one
that
is
the-
cheating using the bats because the MLB allows it. So there's no cheating going on. I don't like the bats. I think they're bad for the sport. I don't think anyone using them are cheating.
That's crazy you think that. Yeah, these bats are weird. It's not cheating because baseball allows
It's
it.
not cheating.
But maybe they won't for long. What does this do? What is wrong? First of all, for anyone that doesn't know, the people
Everyone
have been
knows.
people.
I wouldn't know.
What?
Everyone knows about the bats.
That's not what I'm saying, you fucking dumb fuck. Let me finish the sentence. For people that don't know, these bats have been used before this year. That was the sentence. People would not know that because some people think that only the Yankees are using
We don't know how
we're on
many
the right
people
about
used
that.
them. No, they were used last year for sure. 100%.
Yes.
We don't know how many people used it or like who used it and for how long. So
that the Yankees hit 40,000 home runs this week. So everyone's now focusing on it because it was the New York Yankees. If the Twins did it, I don't think it'd be that big of a story.
it wouldn't be as big, but it would potentially be big. But it wouldn't be as big. You're absolutely right, Marty. Of course.
Yes. So
Of course.
I'm
It's the Yankees.
thinking. But is this almost like you think the tush push should be banned?
No, I don't. So I think this. So let's say they keep these bats, and let's say they have a real impact on the sport. Like you're gonna see a real shift in the game. Like let's say the average score becomes like 14-7 or something. Like if this ends up being a thing where homers are that easy to hit, then like homer records mean nothing. Relievers aren't going to be used the same. Like it would completely have a ripple effect to change the entire game as we know it.
How did the Twins do this week?
I don't even know.
They had them too.
Also,
There's other teams that have
The
it
Twins,
as well.
every one of the Twins is using them, or most. I'm sorry,
The
a
Twins
majority of
scored
players in the lineup.
no more than three runs.
So that's the other thing too. Like, and Phil's been good about this. Phil and I have been talking about this. Let's also Phil makes a good point. Let's not overreact too. It's 3 games. Maybe the Brewers' pitching staff is that bad. Maybe the Yankees' offense is. I don't think it's that good. I'll stand on that. I think the career stats of these Yankee hitters, for the most part, obviously not Judge and Bellinger, but for the back half of that lineup, I don't think is very good. Maybe I'm way off base. Maybe Jazz Chisholm's gonna have a 40 homer season. I just think it just doesn't smell right to me.
I think it's 2 things. I think that the Brewers are not very good at pitching. I think that's a huge part of it. I also think that the Yankees are better than what you're saying. I think also Aaron Judge is not using it. He hit 4 home runs. So
Taking Aaron Judge out of this.
Yeah, I know, but people aren't.
Okay, they
other
should.
people
Aaron Judge is.
a lot of people think Aaron Judge
He's
is
using it. So it's like.
Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. Let's just.
Also, not everyone in the Yankees lineup is using it. Jazz is using it, yes.
Jazz and Volpe, right?
Volpe
Those are the two,
using
yeah.
it, yes.
No, it's more than that. More than just those two guys.
Wells,
But I'm saying
Goldschmidt,
Wells,
Bellinger.
Goldschmidt
They
is-
hit home runs.
So did Austin Wells.
Yeah, Wells, Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Volpe.
Goldschmidt hit
Jazz.
home runs. Like
Goldschmidt's like, listen, we can't, Goldschmidt's a former MVP. I know he's 40 years old, but
he's not that old, but yeah.
still, I know. But
I'm
he's
giving you
37. It's like, it's still a former MVP. Like, we're still Bellinger, former MVP. Like, Bellinger's hit home runs last year, too. He played, what did he hit, 1 home run?
The other thing that we should note is Giancarlo Stanton used these bats last year, went
the
on a tear
playoffs.
with them in the playoffs, and then
He used it before the playoffs as well.
But right, and
Say it right.
But
I mean,
now
that
he's
kind of goes to
injured.
my whole thing about. That's true too. That's a great point, Phil. Has.
that's the risk of it. You could get double tennis elbow and arm tendon
Like
injuries.
I honestly,
it's a risk.
No.
Okay.
No. Like, so I heard this before. I heard that because of the bat he was using, and I didn't understand it was a torpedo bat. That's what led to Stanton's injury this spring training. And I will say, I've been watching baseball for a long time. I've never heard of the injury he had before. It's very weird.
Also, it's a guy, they also said that he would be out there for a 7 o'clock game. He'd be hitting from 1 to 6. So that's also a bad problem.
We don't like right. There's a lot, and also John Carlos Stanton also has a
Is a piece
very
of glass.
checkered injury history. So right, but I will say though, is that going to happen? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Jerk with Steve Martin, but he makes these new glasses, but it turns everyone cross-eyed. Like, is this going to be a thing where these bats just lead to everyone having these bad elbows?
I just think you're crazy if you think this is bad for baseball.
Well, why is that crazy? I
think this is-
explained to you how it could be.
I'm explaining to you how great it's been for baseball. I don't think anyone has talked about opening weekend of baseball like this in so long. Like, opening weekend is great, right? Opening day, great. After that, no one's talking about the first 3 games like this, and it's awesome, especially as the Yankees. It's like, please give me all the tears against the Yankees. They've scored. It was the best weekend of baseball I've watched in a
so
long
fun.
time.
Well,
it was awesome.
You guys, right? But let's say.
Like, I do think it's good for baseball where it's
what if
like,
we have 4 guys with 80 home runs this year? That's good for baseball. I think that's bad.
also just like, that's just not going to
The
happen.
steroid era
Why do we say
revived
that?
baseball.
Where is that
well,
going to happen?
that's half true. Phil, also, you weren't even alive, so you don't even know what
I
the hell
was
you're
2
talking
years
about.
old, fuckface.
Yeah, okay,
Like-
exactly, fuckface.
Only person that like we know
Baseball was
all-
doing just fine, by the way, 1996, 97, Phil.
we all know that's not going to happen. We just know that.
Why? No, I don't know
Aaron
that, Marty.
Judge can do that.
No,
on his
I
own.
don't know that.
No.
We don't know that, Marty. Well, how do we know that? If these bats make it that much easier to home runs.
Steroids.
No,
And
that's never happened. But what if these bats make it that easy at home run? That's what I'm talking about. If this is a situation where we start getting some real video game numbers, we don't, Marty.
No, you do. Like,
I don't know that, Marty. How do you know that?
I'm going to tell you right now, it won't ever happen.
Why?
It won't, because 80 home runs is insane.
Okay.
Guys, steroids who didn't hit 80 home runs.
What if these bats make it that much easier to home run? What if that is what happened? I mean,
other people.
Carlos Stanton had 7 home runs in 14 postseason games.
Yes,
That's on track for 81 home runs.
Come on, man. So the Yankees are on track for 162-0. They are. What's wrong? What's wrong with that?
If we have guys that are hitting, if guys like Jazz Chisholm are having multiple home runs, and it is because of these bats. And just play the what if game with me for a second. If that is what happens, if this does make it that much easier to hit home runs, then isn't that a problem for baseball?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
I actually think that more people would love baseball if people are hitting 80 home runs.
That game gets ugly, man.
I don't think it does. I think a lot of people love offense in every sport.
Would you rather watch a 14-7 game or a 3-2 game? I like the 3-2 game. That's why I love baseball.
What about 3-2 or 14-13?
You don't get as many 14-13 games as you think. Because once the scores start getting bigger, the differential becomes larger.
I don't think this bat is not going to make the games 14-7.
I can't say that with any. I don't know. So I'm smart enough to know when I don't know something. I don't know what the impact is.
Other teams using it that this didn't happen. There's worse players. That's what it is. If you're a bad player still, you're not going to hit 80 home runs. Jazz Chisholm's not going to hit 80 home runs. He hit 2 home runs.
I'm sure you're probably right. But what if we go down a path where we said we have maybe the 4 best power hitters hitting 80 home runs? What if that happens? What if these bats are that crazy? I don't know, but that has to at least be on the table right now, Marty. For you to just rule it out, that's intellectually. It's not
good. Intellectual because actually,
it's intellectually malpractice.
No, it's not because when you actually gone through hundreds of years of baseball with no one hitting 80 home runs, and the one guy who has the most home runs is not using the bat, I think that shows you no one's going to hit 80 home runs.
I don't think we know enough to say either way right now. It's been 3 games.
I understand. Well, the guy who has the most home runs is not using it.
Correct.
So the guys that are using it,
we have a 3-game sample size. It's not enough. And if we want to go back further, Marty, go back to the postseason with Giancarlo Stanton. The guy who had the most home runs was using the bat.
Okay, and the guy who's also only hits home runs. Without that bat, he had so many home runs as well. That's the guy who hits the home runs. It's not Jazz Chisholm.
Right.
Stanton hit it. I think Stanton will hit those home runs with or without that bat.
What if Judge starts
did it without that bat?
What if Judge decides to start using it? Goes in a slump, decides to start using the bat, hits 80 home
already
runs?
said no. And
right, but what if he goes in a? There's so many what ifs. If we have an
what if they go 162 now?
There's an instrument, Marty.
What? That's exactly what you did, though.
I'm saying there's variables to this that we don't understand yet. You seem to understand them already, which is amazing because I don't.
I don't understand. I know. I understand baseball, and no matter what, if you give a guy steroids or not, you still got to hit the baseball.
You do.
And this bat is not making the ball go that much further out of the park.
Don't know that yet.
You do, because you also look at other players using it. Clemmer, there's also other users on other teams that
I haven't seen the numbers on that. I want to see hard evidence. I want to see data.
I don't.
You saw the data on everyone using the
guy on the Twins. I looked at the Twins, and the Twins sucked with it.
Okay. We need more than a 3-game sample.
We need more than 3-game sample to understand what this is.
I'm understanding both right now, and I'm watching one. I think one team faced a shitty team that is also just good baseball players. I don't know where the Yankees hit home runs. Short porch to right. All the home runs were the right field, besides Judge, who's not using it.
Maybe it is a combination of the Yankees' dimensions and the Brewers' pitching staff is just ass. It could be, Marty. I don't, but I'm saying I don't know yet. And if it goes down the path of it being an instrument that allows guys to hit way more home runs than they normally would, I think that's bad for baseball.
I think what's bad.
I still don't agree with that either, but that's our different opinion.
What's bad for baseball is if we have a lot of like light hitting middle infielders hitting like 20 and 30 home runs. Like a Nick Maton 20 home run season would be bad for baseball. But if you want to tell me like you're like a 70 home run chase between like Judge, Soto, Otani,
I still don't
Bryce
get
Harper,
why
that'd be
Nick
awesome
Maton,
for baseball.
It's good for this year, but then
it'd be awesome.
Why if Nick Maton hits 20 home runs, why is that bad for baseball?
Because it's just out of the ordinary. Like
that happens. Like there is some players that like don't
baseball
have a really good year, then they suck the next. Like that's just what happens in sports.
It's just it bothers me when I see a light hitting middle infielder hit like 20 home runs. Like that was 2019. That was like Freddie Galvis hitting close to 20 home
It
runs.
fucks with
Scott
pitching
Kingery.
stats and stuff. It fucks with how pitchers get paid. It fucks with how pitchers
That's the other part
are
of it.
analyzed.
Like pitchers should hate
It's
this.
tough. It's tough for us if we're trying to do a betting show and trying to like figure out like what's going on because now we have this new variable.
take
Well, because take the
I
over.
just smash
It
over.
helps that. Like I think it's just like I don't know. Like this, to me, this has no negative on baseball. It's just like it's being talked about more. I think it makes it more interesting. It's more things to look at.
It's a compelling factor for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just only thing it could be is positive. And listen, if it starts to be, if everyone gets double tennis elbow, that's the only way I could see it being negative.
And baseball needs stories, so it is what it is. But
Yeah.
Picks, Clemmer, you got any tonight? I'm out, by the way. I got nothing.
Yeah, so Marty and I, Marty and I are competing every day. We're doing our pick of the day.
I'm horrible.
We just started. I mean, that's
Horrible.
it ebbs and flows. So my pick of the day for our competition is it's a parlay actually. Mets money line, and then the Phillies over 3.5 runs. That pays out to plus 106. My other picks are Kyle Schwarber hit a home run. It's plus 260. I'm on the Marlins under 3.5. Runs, that's minus 135, a little juicy, but that Marlins offense is bad, although maybe they have these bats. Blue Jays run line, first 5 innings, minus a half a run. They're playing the Nationals, who stink, and I like Bowden Francis a lot. And then I think I'm going to take this until it stops, but Dodgers run line, minus 112. The Dodgers are just like unbeatable, and they have Glass now going today.
Ev. I'm not in a mental state to wager tonight, by the way.
That's responsible.
Yeah. You could say, I don't know. You could give me like the easiest. I'd be like, no, like, it's
You
something.
going to watch some baseball
I'm
tonight?
going to lose.
Relax.
Mets are on 640.
Go.
I could,
baseball on
They're
yeah.
off to a
Dave
hot
Peterson?
start too.
Some day games.
No, they're not.
They're off to a really good start
Well,
with
it's
a really good lineup.
It's 1 and 2. Dave Peterson.
You got to talk about what's happening. They've got their lineup is a
They've not been
force.
hitting. They've been pitching. They have bullpen hasn't allowed to run.
They had one hit though, right?
1 hit on Saturday, excuse me.
Nice
No game on Sunday, which is very weird.
stuff.
No, it was not good. It was terrible.
It's baseball.
They played the Astros too, Marty. You played the Brewers, so just relax.
It's baseball.
They played the Astros. The Astros are a better team than the Brewers in Houston.
Yeah.
It's tough.
No, but
Matchup.
you're better than the Astros.
I'd like to think so, but I don't think it's like I don't think the difference is that far.
The lineup's really good though.
I think it will be.
A lot of runs.
A lot of
I think it will be. I think it will be. And in time, it will be.
Ev, what do you got?
I'm going to take the Red Sox today in the day, plus 125. Also, we got that Crown basketball tournament for the real hardcores. Taking Nebraska minus 5. We'll stick with those right now. I might add some more of the college basketball.
I'm taking the Red Sox as well. You also do have to look at Devers, who's 0 for 16 with 12 strikeouts.
Oof.
The Red Sox lineup is abysmal at the moment. That's why I'm taking them today, just because I think they're going to do it. My pick of the day, though, is Phillies minus 1.5. I also will have a parlay up on the sports book. It's going to be the Rangers money line against the Reds, Cubs money line against the Athletics, Guardians money line against the Padres. The Padres are hot right now.
We got to worry about them for the first.
Yeah, they're 4-0.
4-0 and they're cooking.
Oh, shit.
And then I actually went against the Dodgers because I'm like, the Braves are 0 for right now. They need one. Plus 185, it's obviously, but the parlay is 18-1. So get that on DraftKings.
Dukes, Meek, you guys got anything?
Red Sox money line plus 120.
All right.
I already bet the Final Four. I took Auburn plus 2.5, and I got Houston at plus 5.
Okay.
Kyle Schwarber home run, by the way, was a no sweat parlay. If you go to DraftKings, they have the no sweat home. Not a parlay, excuse me, no sweat home run bet.
Awesome.
So jump on DraftKings.
Oh, I did that too. I have Devers and Soto.
Awesome.
No sweat.
Also, real quick, that White Sox field, covering the field for the rain delay.
Great picture by you.
Yeah, thank you. I took that picture. If anyone wants credit, please credit me. Thank you to the St. Louis Cardinals for putting my tweet and giving me the credit for it, that I took that picture, just in case. This is something you'd love, Rico. What's what I'm dealing with right now. This is in your realm of.
A reporter on Barstool Crime or.
Yeah, actually,
Barstool
he
versus
blocked
Reporter
me.
Crime.
So can you, if any riders out there, if I could use any of them, maybe one. What's his name?
Forget. Blum?
Burns?
Sam Blum.
Sam Blum.
Oh, we have
No.
some breaking news.
Random.
You have breaking news?
Yeah, that was, first off,
Why would he go to Maryland?
Oh, isn't that the fake guy?
I'm not in a good mental state. I got a
That the
lot of
big
things
guy?
going on. Anyone who gives the guy Reinhardt attention, like you're a fool.
That's
guy-
Meek. Meek just did it.
Troll.
Isn't he the guy that said Willard to
Yes.
then always like no
Troll.
chance?
What are you doing
No,
back
this
there,
guy's
Meek?
good. This guy's
The
good.
troll.
No, this guy's good because he mixes in real reports.
That's pretty good.
Honestly, awesome.
Wait,
pretty
you saying
good.
the report's fake?
You don't not even take a meeting with Kentucky and then go to Maryland. You would be a lunatic.
Do you think there's only chance he ever leaves is the NBA? I think that's a fair question.
Memphis is a
fair
great
question.
opening.
I think that with
What's
the
a better opening than what he
I think
has?
the openings.
Bama? There's a few out there. for
There's
sure.
definitely a few.
He would leave for if he's already in a great spot.
I think a team like, and I think they just extended the coach for like a North Carolina comes calling.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Well,
the problem
you
is those
probably-
spots. Yeah, those
that would
spots
make
don't
me so
open,
happy.
and if they do,
Kansas comes calling randomly.
Sure,
Not
yeah.
that I don't think Self's going anywhere, but
those spots
hypothetically.
those spots don't open, and when they do open, you saw it with Duke. Like they hired Shire in 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, they did.
Isn't
Not-
Kentucky
like-
a better job than Alabama? Would you say?
It is.
So like,
But I think
he
if
didn't
you're-
take that, so that's what makes me.
It's a fair point.
That's what makes me think
my
that he's
point,
not
right.
going to NBA. Like,
Right, if
'cause
you're
I think
at-
Kentucky's like the only other job that was available to him that he could have. I think they would have taken him.
Yeah, if you're building where you're at, there's something to be said about that too. So like,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
he's made his spot a good landing spot. So it's like, I don't.
If you're
think
him,
it's-
you like if like Utah or like the Wizards or like some of these teams that maybe could land Cooper Flag. Is that like reason to like kind of what Pitino did when he joined the Celtics? He thought they were gonna get Duncan. Like, would you jump for a chance at a lottery?
yeah, I mean, everybody looks at the NBA. It is the highest level. Like, even Krzyzewski looked at the NBA.
Yeah.
Hurley looked at the NBA. Like,
Also, it's a lot easy. I think it's a lot easier to coach in the NBA
is.
than college.
yeah, but it's so quick to get. It's
Oh,
so,
yeah,
it's
there's
so easy to get
The leash.
quickly run out of.
Yeah.
the
There's
NBA.
no
1000%.
pressure for the Memphis Grizzlies. Give Nate Oates, John Morant, some shooters on the wing. I mean,
Let me tell you something.
Oh,
Nate
you don't want
Oates
that.
would go to. Yeah, you don't give any shooters to him. But and there has been some gun things on the Grizzlies as well. You got to watch out for.
perfect fit.
Perfect fit actually. But I do think that he would go to the NBA. I wouldn't fault him for it.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
I
think
think Michigan
everybody
State.
can-
Do you like the Michigan State rumor?
He's from Wisconsin. He high school in Michigan. It would make sense. Of
looks
the
weird.
spots to look at.
Do you have a lot of
Just
green
looks weird.
clothes?
It makes sense. So, but yeah, I mean, he's again, he didn't take the meeting with Kentucky, so to speak. So it's like, I don't think you'd do that and then just take Maryland. But
He's not going to Maryland.
we'll see. Yeah, that guy's an idiot. They're all
Not
idiots.
gonna
All
He's not a
right,
real person.
I will see you next week. I guess.
Good luck,
Rico.
Moscow.
Thanks.
We're rooting for him.
Go!